You are alive right now, but are you actually living? Or are you just watching your life pass, one distraction at a time, one scroll at a time, one wasted day at a time? And deep inside, you feel it. Something is off. Something important is slipping away. This video is for the person who is tired. Not tired of sleep, tired of losing themselves. We live in the loudest age in human history. Everyone is screaming for your attention, your phone, your feed, your fears. And in the middle of all that noise, you forgot something sacred. You forgot who you are. You woke up one morning and realized your goals are still goals. Your dreams are still dreams. Nothing has moved. And the worst part, you know exactly why. Because you have been everywhere except present. Present in your sala, present in your purpose, present in your own life. The people around you are moving forward, and you are standing still. Not because you lack ability, but because you have lost focus. And a person without focus is like a ship with no direction, moving but going nowhere. Mufti Menk once said something that cuts through everything. He said, "Your biggest enemy is not out there. It is the version of yourself that refuses to be disciplined." Let that land. Advice number 1. Stop competing with others. Start competing with yourself. Here is the first advice, and it is the foundation of everything else. Stop watching other people's lives. This is not envy. This is something far more dangerous. It is distraction dressed up as motivation. You see someone succeeding, and instead of looking inward, you look at them. You compare their chapter 10 to your chapter 1, and you feel small. And that feeling, that smallness, kills your focus before it even begins. Mufti Menk reminds us, Allah did not give everyone the same test. He did not give everyone the same path. So why are you walking someone else's road and wondering why you feel lost? Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. Ask yourself tonight, am I better than who I was last week? Did I pray with more presence? Did I waste less time? Did I move one step closer to what Allah placed in my heart? That is the only race worth running, and it is a race you can win every single day. Advice 2. Guard your time like it is your last prayer. Time is not just a resource. Time is your life. Every hour you waste is a piece of your existence you will never hold again. And on the day of judgment, one of the first questions will be about time. How did you spend it? Not how much money you made, not how many followers you had. How did you spend your time? Mufti Menk says this with such weight. He tells us that successful people are not people with more hours. They are people who guard the hours they have. Fajr is not just a prayer. Fajr is a gate, the first gate of a new day. When you open that gate with the remembrance of Allah, the entire day shifts. Your mind is clearer, your purpose is sharper, your distractions lose their power. But when you sleep through it, when you let that moment pass in silence, something inside you dims. Not permanently, but enough. Enough to make the rest of the day feel heavy. Guard your mornings, guard your evenings, guard the moments between the azan and the iqama. These are not empty minutes. These are golden windows, and most people scroll through them without a second thought. Advice 3. Clean your heart to clear your mind. You cannot focus when your heart is cluttered, and no one talks about this enough. We chase productivity hacks, we make to-do lists, we set alarms, but the real block is not in your calendar. It is in your chest. Anger you never released, guilt you never addressed, sins you committed in the dark and carried into the light. Mufti Menk teaches us something profound. He says the heart is like a mirror. When it is clean, it reflects clearly, but when it is covered in rust, and he quotes from the Quran here, quote, "Nay, upon their hearts is the ran, the covering from what they used to do." End quote. When that rust builds up, you cannot see straight, not in your deen, not in your dunya, not in your relationships, not in your goals. The path to focus begins with istighfar, with sincere, tearful tawbah, with turning back to Allah not out of fear alone, but out of love. When you seek forgiveness tonight, something shifts. The weight you have been carrying becomes lighter, and a lighter heart focuses faster. Do not underestimate the power of 2 rakahs in the night, when the house is quiet and your eyes are wet, and you finally say, "Ya Allah, I am here. Help me find my way." Advice 4. Build your connection with the Quran daily. There is a reason the Quran is called Al-Furqan, the criterion, the thing that separates truth from falsehood, clarity from confusion, purpose from emptiness. When you leave the Quran on the shelf, your life starts to feel like a room with no light. You are bumping into walls. You are making decisions from confusion. You are chasing things that do not fill you and wondering why you feel empty. Mufti Menk says, even if you read just 5 ayats a day, with understanding, with reflection, it is better than hours of reading without presence. 5 ayats with your heart. 5 ayats that you sit with, that you ask Allah to open for you, that you allow to speak to your situation. Because the Quran is not a historical text. It's a living conversation. Allah is speaking to you, right now, through those words. And when you realize that, when you sit with the mushaf and say, "Ya Allah, talk to me," the Quran answers, not audibly, but through feeling, through a sudden clarity, through an ayah that describes exactly where you are. That's not coincidence. That's divine precision. Make the Quran your morning companion. Make it the first voice you hear before the noise of the world drowns everything out. And watch what happens to your focus. Watch what happens to your life. Advice 5. Trust Allah's plan without abandoning your effort. This is where most people break. They plan, they work, they try, and then something goes wrong. And they ask, "Why, Ya Allah? I was doing everything right." And the confusion becomes poison. The unmet expectation becomes a wall, and the focus shatters. Mufti Menk addresses this with such gentleness. He says, Allah's delay is never Allah's denial. Read that again. Delay is not denial. The door that didn't open was not your door. The opportunity that slipped away was not lost. It was redirected. Because Allah sees what you cannot see. He sees around corners. He sees 3 chapters ahead. And what feels like a closed door to you is Allah protecting you from a room you were not ready for. Tawakkul is not passivity. Tawakkul is not sitting and waiting. Tawakkul is giving everything you have and then placing the outcome in the hands of the one who controls all outcomes. You plan, you strive, you make dua, and then you let go. Not because you have given up, but because you trust the one who holds the pen. And that trust, that real trust, is itself a form of focus. Because when you stop worrying about what's not in your control, your energy goes exactly where it should, into your next step, into your next salah, into your next breath of gratitude. Deep realization. Look at your life right now, not through the lens of fear, not through the weight of regret, through the lens of possibility. Everything that broke you was preparing you. Every door that closed was making space. Every moment of silence was Allah waiting for you to turn back. And the focus you are searching for, it's not in a new routine.
It's not in a new city. It's not in a different version of your life. It's in this moment, here, now, with Allah, with honesty, with intention. 5 pieces of advice. Simple, timeless, true. Stop competing with others. Compete with yourself. Guard your time, beginning at Fajr. Clean your heart through sincere repentance. Build your bond with the Quran. 5 ayats with presence. Trust Allah while giving your absolute best. One day, this life will end, and on that day, none of your distractions will come with you. Your phone will not be there. Your worries about what people thought will mean nothing. Only 2 things will matter. How did you use what Allah gave you, and how close did you come to Him? You still have time. Right now, in this moment, you have a gift that billions before you do not have. You are still here. Your heart is still beating. Your Lord is still calling. So the question is not, can I change? The question is, will I begin today? Because Mufti Menk leaves us with this, and it's perhaps the most important thing you will hear. Do not wait for the perfect moment to return to Allah. This moment, right now, is the perfect moment. So close your eyes for just a second. Breathe. Say Bismillah and begin. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. Surah Al-Ra'd 13:11.